So watch this.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Video So. And
This is not a vocoder.
Yes, it does. Don't you believe it?
And this is definitely not a vocoder.
I can talk like a robot. Beep, 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 beep. Nope.
This is a vocoder. From its humble beginnings as speech encoding technology to Imogen Heap's hide and seek, the vocoder is at times often misidentified as its voice-altering brethren, but it holds its own unique spot in a crowded synth marketplace. Let's quickly take a look back at the history of the vocoder and where we are now in the world of voice-altering technology. The inception of the vocoder in modern music is one that takes us back over 70 years. During World War II, the US government discovered that Winston Churchill's conversations with Franklin D. Roosevelt were being intercepted and deciphered by the German army, and thus decided to invest in speech encoding technology. The National Defense Research Committee commissioned Bell Labs to develop a machine to alter speech, and they came through in a big way. Homer Dudley is considered the father and inventor of the first vocoder. He wanted to transmit speech underwater over the transatlantic cable to save on cost. While the first prototype of the vocoder wasn't without its issues, the concept was definitely there. Intelligibility of speech sometimes proved a problem, but as journalist Dave Tompkins stated, pitch control was the real issue. Quote, "They didn't mind the world leaders sounding like robots, just as long as they didn't sound like chipmunks. Eisenhower did not want to sound like a chipmunk." In the 1970s, the vocoder made its transition from military device to creative effect when Wendy Carlos used it on the soundtrack for Stanley Kubrick's 1971 cinema classic, A Clockwork Orange. By the 1980s, the vocoder became a staple in the electronic music world, and its sound was taken to a whole new level by the likes of Afrika Bambaataa, Kraftwerk, Stevie Wonder, and the Egyptian Lover, just to name a few. So what is a vocoder, you ask? A vocoder is a device that takes a human speech, disassembles it, and turns it into bits, and reassembles it. A vocoder needs two inputs. The carrier is the sound you want to vocode through, and the modulator is your voice. The modulator takes the voice, finds the fundamental frequencies, and converts them into levels of amplitude on a series of bandpass filters. In general, the more bands available, the more understandable your speech will be. These bandpass filters are then passed onto the carrier wave, where your final sound is created. My experience with the vocoder first came with my first synthesizer, the Korg MS-2000B. I used it on a few tracks and always loved the sound. I'm sure any owners of the Micro Korg know exactly what I'm talking about, as it has probably become the single most used vocoder of all time. In September 2016, Roland announced the VP-03, a digital emulation of the VP-03 Vocoder Plus. On the next episode, I'll be reviewing the Roland VP-03 vocoder to see if it was really worth the wait. If you're new here, subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Twitter so you don't miss a thing. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.